Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. So, we're on our 5th Lantern year, and it's time to go on a hunt. I've picked the 4 people that I'm going to be taking with us. It'll be Hitate, Hirinazuki, Kamachi, and Aya. Mainly, I was trying to get some other people to get more experience, so I have at least some choices if murder comes up. Also, I wanted to take as many Tinkerers as possible to fully take advantage of the additional endeavors that we'll get. So I brought Aya, but she actually doesn't have Tinker. She has Analyze, but that's still useful in some ways. And we'll go ahead and take care of their survival now. I've already taken care of their armor. We do have the Shrine effect active, so we get 1 in everything. Hitate will get 3 departing survival from innovations, and then an additional 2 from her gear, but it's still capped at 4, I believe, for us. Nope, it caps at 5. Oh yeah, it caps at 4. So yeah, 4 for that. Renazuki doesn't get any survival because he has intracranial hemorrhage. I did give him a hat though, so hopefully it won't get worse. Kamachi will get 3 departing survival from innovations. Same for Aya. Alright. Aya's missing an arm and is squeamish and doesn't have a reroll. Kamachi has a reroll and that's it. Along with some extra... she got extra accuracy. So I assigned her bow proficiency, so she's going with that. Aya's going his club, Renazuki is axe, and Hitate's guitar, which she should be hitting specialization this run, which will be nice. Hitate does have a broken rib, but she now has 6 movement, so that's helpful. So I'll try to remember that she has 6 movement, because that can definitely help a lot. So let's go ahead and pull up. I did mention we're going to be going after Screaming Antelopes now, so let's go take a look at Showdown Screaming Antelope. Here's the image. It's a big, giant antelope with a mouth underneath its torso, essentially. Like its entire lower torso, underbelly is a mouth. Very unpleasant. Also, the mouth has a bunch of hands that come out of it and stuff like that, or around it. It's a freaky creature. There was once a fearsome monster that was trained by the hand to be a steed for the goblin. However, upon smelling its new master, the monster's mind shattered and it ran into the unknown, foaming at the mouth and biting the noses off the stone-faced floor. Alright, so I'll pull it up in my book just to see if there's any updates. I do know they've changed some things, especially one of the things that 1.5 tried to address is the fact that a lot of the fighting higher level monsters was usually not very beneficial for the cost. So right now, this is what the old reward was. If you went to level 2, all you would get was 2 extra Screaming Antelope resources. In 1.5, it's now 6 basic and 7 Screaming Antelope, which is pretty good. Also, at level 2 and up, for Screaming Antelope, you would actually get 2 hunt experience instead of just 1, which is good and bad. Bad because it does age you faster. Anyway, I'm just checking a few other things. Okay, and it did change one other thing. Originally, it was 3 Canthus plants and 2 random terrain cards. It's now 3 Acanthus plants and a bug spot that will be put at the bottom of this little green area. I think everything else is still the same. The level 3 is different, but we're not fighting a level 3, so that's not a big deal. You also get, in this one it has Heart Flutes. If you fight a level 2 or higher and you have Pottery instead, it actually gives you Barber Surgeon for free. So yeah, this one doesn't actually give you a free thing, unlike the others. Also, another thing to note is if you defeat a Screaming Antelope and if any survivors have 20 plus insanity, they go completely mad and run away and just essentially die. So that's something to be aware of. And the hunt track is a little bit different, so I need to make those adjustments. Compared to 1.5, it's the same. So the way I usually handle it is I'll move this out of the way. And all I need to do is shift this over 1. so. And I'm just comparing it with the white line just to make sure it's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, just wanted to make sure. And then technically this goes away. I'm just going to leave it blank. And then the opposite side here also changes. I'm not going to worry about it right now unless it moves across. Just simply because it just saves me time for setting up things. So with all that said and done, I'm going to have Hatate go first. Renazuki goes second. And then I'll have Kamachi go third, and then Aya go last. Also, I didn't show off Red Fist, that secret fighting art we got, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. Secret fighting arts are not in the deck. You can't get them randomly. You have to get them through events and other things. So, secret fighting art. Red Fist. So Red Fist, at the start of each showdown, each survivor gains +1 strength token. Survivors may spend spend +1 strength tokens in place of survival. So this is really good because it's essentially a support ability for the entire hunt. It makes it so everyone gets at least an extra 10% chance to wound targets. And on a pinch, it gives you essentially an extra survival to use if you're in trouble. It's really, really good. The only bad part is it's really hard to get another Red Fist after you get one of them. So, something to be aware of. Alright, so all that's been taken care of. I've already set up the survival. I don't think there's anything else we need to trigger. So the main thing I wanted to get before fighting the Antelope was get the Skullcap Hammer. Which, let me check something. Settlement location, Stone Circle. There's the beast now called. I wonder if that changed. I'm trying to remember, like, when did I actually get Skullcap Hammers originally? I thought it was on the Stone Circle, but maybe it was a weapon crafter thing. In any case, I wanted to get a club because I do know that the Antelope has certain vulnerabilities to clubs. Like I mentioned way back when, certain weapon types may have certain beneficial effects depending on what sort of enemies or events you're dealing with. And this will be one of those cases, assuming we make it. Alright. And just to make sure I didn't mess up anything, story events. Sorry for going so slow. Screaming Antelope. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, it's in the right position. It pretty much starts in the same position as the white line. Alright, so first it's going to be Hatate. So we need to get our first Screaming Antelope event. And we'll go ahead and draw. Also, apparently this thing is on grid. Why is it on grid? I keep telling it to stop going on grid. Thank you. Dead Antelope. The survivors are struck by the scent of rotting meat wafting from a hulking corpse ahead. The event revealer may lead the survivors to investigate. If they do, gain 1 random vermin resource, 2 random Screaming Antelope resources, and roll 1d10. On a result of a 7+, the survivors are startled by the arrival of the Antelope's killer, a white line. In the hunt now, start a showdown with the white line 1 level higher than the quarry or the highest level available. Using its setup rules. Add a dead monster training card to the showdown. If they don't investigate, roll a random hunt event. Okay, so a little bit more dangerous than the Lion Cub event. I definitely want the resources. And being able to fight a level 2 white lion without having to go through screaming what's it called? The overwhelming darkness is actually kind of beneficial. But it's still pretty dangerous. So, I'm going to go ahead and investigate. And we'll roll 1d10 and see what happens. Okay, so it was a 7+ is are startled by the arrival of the Antelope Scalar White Line. Okay. So we're good on that front. So we get a random vermin resource. We got a lonely ant. Archive this to swap your insanity and survival values. Technically, I can give that to somebody. Technically, somebody's going to have to hold on to it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. And then we'll put this up here for now. And then take this down. It only has 16 cards in it. Get muscly gums. It's an organ, difficult to pry apart. And then we got beef steak, which is also an organ. Shockingly appetizing. Alright, and then I think that's everything. Random vermin, 2 random screaming antelope. Alright, perfect. Next, we'll go with Renazuki. And we're going to go ahead and roll our 1d100. We get 47, which I feel like I've gotten before. Nope. Banquet trees. A small copse of trees rises over an otherwise lifeless plain. Enticing red fruit hangs from the branches. Each survivor must spend 1 survival to resist the temptation to consume the fruit. Insane survivors and survivors with binge eating disorder must consume. If any survivor has a sickle, they carve a line across the tree, drawing blood. The fruit instantly sours in this event. We don't have a sickle. All survivors who consume have to roll 1d10. Alright, so we have to spend 1 survival to resist the temptation. People that have binge eating or are insane have to consume. No one is insane, I don't think. Not in this group. Correction, Aya is insane. Anyone with binge eating? I know someone does, but not here. So Hatate will go ahead and spend a survival. Kamachi will spend a survival. Renazuki can't spend survival, so he has to do it. So I'll roll 1d10 for Renazuki first, and then 1 for Aya. Okay. Both of them got the 1 through 5. The addictive fruit savages your insides, lose 1 survival, and roll again on the table. If you have no survival... oh, okay. Oh, then sorry, I have to do that all with Renazuki first then. So Renazuki got 5 and 3. So 5 was lose 1 survival, which he had 1 left. And then he has no survival left. And if you had no survival, suffer 2 event damage to a random hit location. Alright, so 2 event damage in a random hit location. Body. So, takes care of that. I don't think you roll again. Lose 1 survival and roll. Actually, I think it says you still have to roll, so I'll roll again. Okay, and then for Aya, and then for, you belch loudly in satisfaction and walk away. So next is Aya. Fail. Fail. Succeed. So she loses 2 survival. Wait. Is that right? Yeah. Loses 2 survival. So she's down to 1. Not the best situation, but it could have been worse, I guess. And then next is Komachi. She's going to reveal the next hunt event. Skittish. Alright. Panicked by the oncoming survivors, the screaming antelope moves 1 space away from the survivors on the hunt board. Alright. Moves away. Moves away, and then I have to do 1d100 event. 54. Bone Storm. Mighty winds tear across the landscape, collecting chips of stones and skeletal remains. The survivors huddle together on the outskirts of the storm. They may either brave the storm or wait it out. Brave the storm. All survivors gain +1 courage and suffer 1 event damage to 3 random hit locations. Archive all fragile gear. Do we have fragile gear? So there's a difference between fragile and frail. So I'm looking. Oh, skull helms are fragile. I cannot afford to lose the skull helms. I'm fine with taking the damage, but the skull helms, no. All right, so wait it out. Roll twice on the hunt event table before moving on to the hunt board. All right, well we're still going to keep rolling then. D100 event 76. It's going to get ugly. Dream the way. The survivors have vivid, fevered visions of what lies ahead. All at once, they are startled awake and frantically compare the horrors they saw. Each survivor rolls 1d10. If any survivor is a savior, their powerful dream envelops the groups. Each survivor may select whatever die result they want. If any survivors' rolls are the same, those survivors discover they had the exact same dream. They gain +1 insanity. If any duplicates rolls are 10s, the event revealer may re-roll any one result this hunt phase. Okay. Any one die roll, not just the entire roll. Alright, so I'll roll in order, because I do need to keep track of who does what. So Hitate, Renazuki, Kamachi, Aya. No one has the same dream. So that's it for that. Okay, we still have to do one more hunt event because of the storm that we're waiting out. 24. Food from the mouths of others. The survivors pass a stone face that appears to be holding something in its mouth. The event revealer investigates, gain +1 courage, and roll 1d10. So they have to investigate. Alright. So this is Kamachi still. So Kamachi is going to get +1 courage. She doesn't get any bonuses for investigates. So roll 1d10. 6. More rocks. What did you expect? Gain 1 founding stone starting gear. Alright. Not bad. So she gets another founding stone. So now she has 2. This is like the most founding stones I've found in like a long time. Alright. Now we can finally move forward. So, usually this is when we'll start the hunt, but the antelope moved. So we got one more random 1d100 event. 23. Clean water. The survivors pass a forlorn fountain in the shape of a lion's face. A stream of crystal clear water flows from its mouth. Each survivor consumes the water, gaining +1 survival and +1 courage. And any number of survivors may douse their head in the water. So let's go ahead and handle the first thing first. +1 survival and +1 courage for everybody. So +1 courage, +1 survival. Renazuki can't gain survival, but he can gain the courage. +1 survival, +1 courage. Aya, +1 survival, +1 courage. Triggers bold, so I'll go ahead and roll 1d10 for that first. 1. I think that gives her a speed token. Yep, gain +1 speed token for next showdown. So Kamachi now has a +1 speed token, which means she gets extra attacks. Oh wait, sorry, not Kamachi. That was Aya. Aya gets a +1 speed token, which is good because she's the one that is using the club, so that's good. All right, and then let's take a look at what we could possibly do. Some people have played it where they don't want to know what the results could be. So you can gain a disorder, you can remove a disorder and get +1 understanding. You can also lose all sanity and remove all disorders. For this upcoming fight, we kind of need what insanity we have. It's kind of important. So I don't think anyone's going to dunk their head. That takes care of that hunt event, and now we can go and fight the Screaming Antelope finally. So, the Screaming Antelope, we have to get set up on the left and right sides. So that's something to note. We're going to automatically start with a bug patch. There's the bug patch. 3 acanthus plants. Alright, we already know about Acanthus plants, so we've also done bug patch before. And then we need to get 2 randoms. Alright, tall grass and debris. So starting with debris, okay, cool. So all of these we've done before, so now we need to do the layout. Now, anytime there's those rules for the layout, those get overwritten if the Showdown says something differently. So in the case of the Acanthus plants, I actually have to have them set up around the Antelope. So there's a little green area, essentially 4 spaces orthogonally from the Antelope is the green area, and we have to get the Acanthus set up there. And then I also have to set up a bug patch, which I'm going to have to... You guys won't be able to see where the bug patch is at, but it's essentially on the bottom of the green patch. So I'll be doing that as well. So just reopening my book here. I try to keep my book closed because the binding and all that stuff. It's a nice book. It just feels like the pages are going to fall off. Okay. All right, so there's our 6. I'll position them in a bit. And then we have 1 debris, 1 bug patch, and 2 tall grass. So a lot of stuff to work with here. And then the bug patch has to be 5 spaces from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there. All right, and then for the Acanthus plants, I usually space them out like this, and then I just go on one side. So I'll be on this side. Like so. We'll put the debris there. And the only requirements for the bug patch is, technically it's supposed to be adjacent to the monster, but obviously those Showdown rules overwrite that, so... Okay, so yeah, the only restrictions I have is the tall grass can't be close to each other. Everything else is fine. So technically, that is 4 spaces away. Yeah, so I'll have this set up. We'll see if we make that work. You have 6 movement? Yes, you do. Okay. So the plan is search the debris and then grab as many Acanthus plants as possible, because we need those. And then we need to set up the deck for the Screaming Antelope. So let's do that now. So Screaming Antelope, same as White Lion, 7 basic, 3 advanced, 6 movement, 8 toughness, just like the White Lion. The only difference is it does have trample. And then its instinct is graze, where instead of doing sniff, it does graze, which is full moves to the closest Acanthus plant and in its turn. If it's adjacent to an Acanthus plant, archive the terrain, heal 1 wound. And if there are no Acanthus plants on the Showdown board, instead do a full move forward in a straight line. So we got that going for us. 1, all right. So 1, 2, 3. Also, we need the Screaming Antelope deck. Has 22 hit locations, one of them being a trap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 10 AI cards, and we're all set on that. Shuffling everything, good on that, good on that, good on that, good on that, good on that. Alright, I think that's all we really need to shuffle. Well, those 2. Alright, so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and show off Screaming Antelope's ability. AI cards, special, trample. When the monster collides with a survivor, they suffer damage equal to the monster's level to a random hit location. Yeah, it's almost like kind of like a constant grab, but there's no grab part of it. It's just raw damage. We'll keep this to the side. All right. With all that said and done, I'll go ahead and turn the Antelope towards us because I want it to go towards us. And we get started. Antelope does go first. So top card. Showdown. If there are no Acanthus plants on the Showdown board, discard Showdown and perform basic action. Full move the Screaming Antelope to the closest Acanthus plant. If the monster ends its movement on or adjacent to a Acanthus plant, it consumes it. Archive the terrain and perform heal 1d5. And then place Showdown on top of the monster deck instead of discarding it. Alright, so it's just going to move up and eat one of the Acanthus plants immediately. So, like that. Okay, Acanthus plant eaten. We'll put it away. Alright, well the good news is I don't have to worry about him attacking or anything like that. Bad news is he's right now eating all of our resources. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to start with Renezuki first. He'll search the debris. That is the best result to get. 10 plus. Find rare gear. Gain a one scrap sword gear card. Archive this terrain. Done. So we got that. Scrap sword. Okay. So we've already talked about the scrap sword. It was something I wanted to make earlier, but I messed up. But now we have it, and yeah, really good. It's right now going in his inventory because he's the one that found it. That's fine. Also, so we've already kind of gone over it. Can get deadly, gets extra damage, all that good stuff. And just, I guess for note, as far as the Lonely Ant is concerned, I'm going to say it's on Aya. Aya has the ant right now. So if she wants to eat it, she can. Alright. Actually, I think it would have gone to Hatate. So, you know what? I'll be consistent with that. So, Hatate is the one that has the Lonely Ant. I don't think she'll use it, but if she wants to, she can. Alright. So, that's 6 care of that. He does get a move, so I'll go ahead and move him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, at least he's in tall grass. Next, I'll have Komachi. I'm going to have her move up and search the Acanthus plant. 2, I think I just took damage. Suffer 1 arm damage, archive this terrain. Okay, so it gets archived. She takes 1 arm damage. And that's it. Next I'll have Aya go. Actually, no, I won't have Aya go. I'll have Hatate go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she'll grab the Acanthus plant. 9. Gain 1 fresh Acanthus strange resource. Archive this terrain. Okay. So that'll go in her inventory as well. It's a unique inventory, so it's not something you get randomly usually. That's is it Acanthus? There we go. Fresh Acanthus. So if you get one of these, you can archive it to fully heal location. But I really want to use it to make something, make a fresh Acanthus instead, because that can soak up severe wounds. Alright. Also, fresh Acanthus is consumable, which means we can finally, send Shizua to do things. Alright, so remove this one because we just did it. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and surge with Komachi. And I want her to shoot an arrow at the Antelope. So clawhead arrow. It's 6 accuracy base. She has +1 accuracy, so that brings it up to 5. Or bring it down to 5. And we'll see if we hit. So roll 1d10. I do hit. Top hit location. Restless chest. If you wound, turn the Screaming Antelope to face the attacker and full move forward in a straight line. Okay. So the arrow is 6 strength. Komachi has 2 strength, so it's going to be 1d10 plus 8. Essentially, as long as I don't roll a 1. Okay, didn't roll 1, so it does take 1 wound, which means the Showdown gets taken out. And then it's going to rush forward, straight line, 6 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's going to take a random damage to a hit location, to the body. And then she's going to get knocked down because of being collision. And then it hits it's Aya's turn. So Aya's going to go ahead and circle around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's as far as she can go. She'll go ahead and make her attack. Aya does have a speed token, so her 2 speed weapon is now 3 speed. She doesn't have any plus accuracy, so she only hits on 7s. So, slash roll. 3d10. 1 hit. Top card. Restless Hoof. If attacking with a melee weapon, okay, so as long as if we fail, bad stuff happens. 3 strength. Komachi has +2, or sorry, Aya has +1 strength, so that brings us up to 4. So 1d10 plus 4. Okay, 1d10 plus 4. That is a wound. So I don't trigger the failure effect, which would have been disarming me. And if you had Fist and Tooth as your attacking weapon, you would have suffered a dislocated arm, shoulder, severe arm injury. I think originally it bit off your arm. In any case, top card goes there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and surge with Aya to go ahead and roll 3d10 again. 1 perfect hit, so now it gets -1 speed because of the fancy thing. Giant Teeth, super dense. If the attacker hits with a frail weapon, it is damage. Archive the weapon at the end of this attack. So, luckily, the club we're using is not frail. So, 1d10 plus 4. Alright, successful wound. No crits yet. Unfortunately, we haven't hit any of the locations that are vulnerable to the club yet. But we did do some damage. Now, something to note. Yeah, perfect hit. It's going to get a -1 speed token. Like before, I'm going to note this with a blue dot to show it's -1 speed. Alright, that resolves all of that. I'm going to go ahead and have Hitate surge as well. She doesn't keep the point. And then I'm going to have her search the acanthus plant that's still next to her. 3, I think, is nothing. Yep, nothing in archive. Okay. Yeah, overall, this has been a really good run. That scrap sword is, 3 resources worth. We've gotten 3 resources just from events, and we got a founding stone. So overall, not too bad. Does anyone else need to do an action? No. Yeah, not yet. Alright, so it's going to go to the Antelope's turn. Antelope's going to draw... Oop, not that one. Draw a card. Oh, another Showdown. Okay. Apparently there was 2 of them. So, it's going to go ahead and go back around this way. And send her flying backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to take damage. I'll go ahead and roll it now. To the arm. So Komachi now has a light wound on her arm. She's already knocked down, so that's good. This gets archived, and it recovers 3. So, move 1d5 from the wound stack to the bottom of the AI deck without looking at them. So, we'll just do it this... Actually, the way it's supposed to go... Yeah, that is correct. Okay. So, all that goes there. And then this goes back on top. So yeah, all that damage just got undone. And there's 1 acanthus plant left. So I guess there's that. Alright, it's now our turn. I'm going to go ahead and... Well, she gets back up, so that's good. I'm going to have Kokuma go first. Is that what I want? Or wait, not Kokuma, that's Komachi. I keep calling her Kokuma for some reason. So, I'm going to go ahead and have her shoot her bow. She'll shoot 2 shots and stay in place. Because she needs the proficiency still, because the arrow doesn't count. So I'll roll 2d10. Perfect hit and a regular hit. Oh, speaking of perfect hits, Aya does get 1 insanity because of crazed. Alright, and so yeah, both hit. I'll go ahead and reveal the top 2 cards. Okay. So here's one that's you get +2 luck if you hit the muzzle with a shield or a club. So essentially, you get an additional 20% chance to crit. I'm gonna go for the thigh first, and she has 3 strength, and then 2 strength, so 1d10 plus 5. All right, that is a wound to the leg. So at least one of the Showdowns is taken care of. The other one's at the bottom of the deck. And then it does get a -1 movement speed token, so we'll make a... This is actually somewhat significant, because it likes to run around so much. So -1 movement speed. And then the other one, I need to roll 1d10 plus 5 again. That is a critical hit. You shook the beast with a blow to the face. The monster is knocked down. Alright, so we did our 1 wound, and then it gets knocked down. Good stuff, and Kamachi has met her requirements for skill. Next, I'm going to go ahead and have Aya move in and make her attacks. These will be on 3s, because it is knocked down right now. So 3d10. 2 hits. 1 and 2. Okay. Furry throat, so I'm going to go for that first because I get +2 luck because I'm using a club. So, and then it's going to be 1d10 plus 4. Crits on 10 +2 luck will make it 9-8. So it's not a crit, but it's a wound. And then I'll go for the gnarled horns next. I don't have to worry about the reaction because it's knocked over. Well, that would have critted, but unfortunately that's not the case. And I don't think she has deadly or anything. No, she doesn't. Okay, so it's just another regular wound. Alright, so made up for the healing. That's good. Next, I'm going to have Renezuki move up. I'm going to have him search the plant. Actually, no, I won't have him search the plant. Renezuki is going to step back. He does have the reach weapon. Renezuki has +1 accuracy, so he hits on 5s. So I'll have him attack. So 2 attacks. But it doesn't matter because it hits on 3s because the thing's knocked down. 1 hit. Top card. Pallet. Alright, doesn't matter about the reaction because, once again, we are in good shape. So 4 strength from the weapon, 2 strength from the monster tooth necklace, 1 from the base, the other from satisfying the 2 red squares, so that brings up to 6, and then he has 2 strength, so he has 1d10 plus 8. So I hit on anything but a 1, essentially. That's a 1. Alright, so he failed the wound, which means not only did he fail the wound, but he's still not proficient in what he needs to be, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and circle around with Hatate, search the acanthus plant first. Nothing. I believe that's just straight up. Nope. She takes 1 damage to the arm. 1 damage. And that is all. That is it for plants. Kind of sucks that we only got 1 fresh acanthus, but that's okay. Next, I'll have her surge. She keeps the point, and then she's going to roll 3d10. With paired Katars, she has -1 speed because she has a broken rib. 2 hits because it's knocked over. Okay. Tiny hands and ear, which would have been a spot for the luck again. I'll go for the ear first. Katars are deadly, so she does crit on 9s. So there's that at least. Katars are 3 strength, and Hatate is 2 strength, so that's going to bring you up to 5. So 1d10 plus 5. That's a wound. And then the other location, which was the tongue, I think, is another wound. So unfortunately, we're not getting anywhere with the crits. Because a lot of these crits are gives you resources. Essentially, this thing's like a big piñata, but that's alright. Anyway, oh, sorry, it's not the tongue, it was tiny hands. The tiny hands make rude gestures at you if you fail. Alright, that takes care of that. That was her surge. I'm going to go ahead and surge with Do I want to search with Aya? Yeah, go ahead. We'll go ahead and surge with Aya. 3 attacks, they all hit on 3s. 3 hits. This will probably hit a trap. Nope, no trap. Okay. So I can't really do anything with some of these, yeah, there's no reflexes, so I don't need to worry about any of these. I'll go for the shank first. And 1d10 plus 4. Fail. Tail. Wound. And then last one was the mouth. Fail. Alright, so only 1 wound. Okay. That is it. And there are 9 cards left, and one of them's a trap. Alright, so it goes Monster's turn. It's going to get up. It's going to do Bite, Closest Survivor, and Field of View. It's going to be Hitate. Oh, also I forgot to keep track of Monster Controller. It's been this is its 3rd action, so that was first Showdown, second Showdown, and then this. So it's Renazuki's turn. Alright, or at least as Monster Controller. So 1d10, it's only 1 attack. The base is 2 accuracy. It goes up to 4 because she's in tall grass, and then 5 because of her evasion, 6 because of her armor evasion, so it misses. That's it. It does 2 damage, and does bleed, but that's about it. It's not that dangerous. One of the 2 cards that remain is a Showdown, so well, actually, it doesn't have anything to eat, so Showdown's not an issue anymore. So we're good to go. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and... I don't like these options. Look at the top 3 of the hit location deck. 1, 2, 3. Toughness. Monster turns to face the attacker. Okay. I'll put this as that. That is that. That is that. Okay. And then I'll have her move away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Renazuki will go next. I'll have him make his attacks. Roll 2d10. 1 hit, top card. It's -2 toughness. I already can wound it no matter what, as long as it's not a 1. It's not a 1, so it does wound. Top card. And now he's met his axe proficiency requirement. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next I'll have Hitate attack. 3 attacks, hitting on 6s, or what's her accuracy? No accuracy, so hits on 7s. 1 hit. Okay, so reflex is just it turns to face us, that's fine. Roll 1d10 plus 5. Critical hit. It's going to get a -1 toughness token, and we get a Screaming Antelope resource. We get a large flat tooth. When you gain this, a survivor of your choice gets +1 insanity. Its surface is rough and bumpy. Renazuki, get +1 insanity. Alright. And then I'll note the token, even though we don't really need to worry about it. So -1 toughness. Is that toughness? No, that's evasion. Toughness is that one. -1 toughness, so it's -1 movement, -1 toughness now. That is it for her. I'll have Kamachi shoot her arrow. Or not, yeah, Kamachi. Yep, 2 shots. 1 hit, 1 perfect hit. Okay. Alright, I'll go for the Restless Shoulder first. I have 6 range with the bow, so jumping away is not a huge issue. 3 plus 2, so 5. Alright, wounds. top card goes away. Your blow clips the Screaming Antelope's shoulder and it jumps back. Turn to face the attacker. Then, without turning, move one space away. So do that and that. And she is still within 6 range. The bow has 6 range. Yep. So second attack will still hit. Critical hits to the rump, which will cancel the reflex reaction, and we'll get another Screaming Antelope resource. It's down to no AI cards left. And we also got another beefsteak. So the arrow just like hit its flank and just, this flew out. Like it just, straight up, raw steak just flew out of it. Anyway, takes care of those. Technically Aya can attack now, but she already moved and acted this turn. Hatate has done her stuff. I'm going to let the Antelope attack one more round. Because I need to get the bug thing. So let's see what we get. Controller is going to be Kamachi. Okay. So basic action for is essentially just claw. Closest knockdown survivor in range. No target is graze. So there's no knockdown survivors. So it's just going to go full move forward in a straight line. Which means it's going to ram into her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to send her flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knock her over. And wound her head. But she has a skull helm. Alright, it's our turn. I'll have Renazuki search the bug plant. Or the bug thing. 10. That's going to get us a vermin resource. We get a sword beetle, vermin, consumable. Archive this and roll 1d10. Burrows into your brain, you die instantly. Tough and disgusting, no effect. Or on a 50% chance, you'll get +1 strength. So yeah, that's what you can do with some of these stupid beetles. But it's a bit they're usually used for cooking, but I've never successfully cooked anything in this game. Anyway, it's our turn. Well, it's still our turn, rather. Aya will look at the top 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Is it the bottom card? Yeah, it is. Apparently it's the bottom card. I did shuffle it. Oh, I can put this in any order. It doesn't really matter what I go for. Yeah, any of these are not going to give me a resource. We'll just do this. And critting's not going to give us a resource, so yeah, doesn't really matter. And then for her movement, I'll put her there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll attack 3 times. We hit on 6s because of blind spot. 1 perfect hit. 1d10 plus 5. That's a wound, and that's a kill. Not sure what I just did there, but okay. Alright, and that takes care of that. That Screaming Antelope. Rewards are the same for level 1, so it's just going to be 4 of these. And then 4 of these. Go. And then doop and boop. Alright, so we got some pelts, coarse and warm, they're hides. Shank bone, strangely jointed, they're bones. And then we got 3 hides and a monster organ. Alright, a lot of resources. Some of them we can't use, but they're still nice. And that's it. We need to go ahead and do experience. Hitate gets 1 experience, and she now gets guitar specialization. Renazuki gets that and gets axe proficiency. Kamachi gets that and bow. Aya gets that and club. And we'll go ahead and reset tokens for those that apply. Okay. And that should be it for that. No one has 20 plus insanity, so they're good on that front. And yeah, that is that is it for that front. So when we come back, we'll see what's up ahead. I think we have some issues to deal with in the future. We have Armored Strangers, which is going to be entertaining. But yeah, overall not too bad. We got a Scrap Sword, a Founding Stone, and 14 resources. Sorry, 15 counting the Fresh Acanthus. So not too shabby. Anyway, I'm the Depressed Eeyore, Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys in a bit.